Hey guys, I don't know about you, but for me, being a father myself it is the most profound experience that I could ever imagine. Just like from the simple perspective, you think about it's Sunday morning, you got that day off, you just want to sleep in, and there's no sleeping. You gotta wake up every day, you gotta play every day, you gotta do your things every day. There's no bailing out. At other points, you're just like, You're you're tired, like changing diapers, taking care of schoolish, like handling all these difficulties and problems that come with having kids is a lot. But usually when it comes to life, like life is a lot, life is too much, you're gonna bail out. Just like, I call sick. I don't feel like doing it today. We're gonna just break up. We're not gonna continue this relationship. There's no breaking up. There's no calling in sick when you have kids. They're gonna call you up every day, no matter what you do. So for many, I feel and I understand that they don't want to deal with that shit. I mean, it's tiring. It's pretty exhausting to take care of somebody else when you don't even be able to take care of yourself. So let me give you an advice. You want to have kids? Be able to take care of yourself first. I heard a friend of mine, he told me he received his first son when he was 18. And he told me he had 9 months to grow up, become an adult. Like for me, my son was born when I was 30. So I had quite a lot more time. But in the end, I had 9 months to grow up, become an adult. Because for us guys, it's like women, they prepare themselves, they feel this biology, they get pregnant, they feel the baby. There's a whole biological process involved. They become mothers. For us dudes, you just like, well, you get somebody pregnant and then they tell you there's going to be a baby. And like, all right, there's going to be a baby, whatever. Like, I have no clue what that means. And you will never do have a clue. And then that baby appears and you're a father, just like that. There's no prep time. Again, like do all these like little baby courses and do the breathing with your wife and get in like all this steady mood, start painting the room, building up furniture. But you can paint as many rooms as you want. You can set up as many little beds as you want. There's nothing just like the experience of your changing your first diaper. You had no idea even how these things work. You just get thrown in the water. Life has this beautiful thing. It's just like, all right, you want kids? Like, of course, there's so many dads out there. You probably know some. Maybe you even had one that just like, well, just fuck it. I just go anyway. I don't care. It's just my semen growing. But if you take that challenge, if you take that opportunity that life is offering, it's a whole new game because it forces us to grow. It forces us to go to a whole new level of existence. Because me by myself, like, I have blind spots. I don't want to see. I can't see. So I just go on. I do different things. And believe me, I even like many examples, but that one guy lived in Thailand 20 something years in a beautiful house, ocean views. Like, he had an amazing life. But he said he didn't want to have a partner. He didn't want to have kids. And in my experience, what that means when you have a partner, it's like, for me, that's like by yourself, you're with another person, and then with another person on top of that. If you're with another person, you force yourself to grow. There's always somebody like mirroring all the bullshit that you put in the world. And you're like, oh, I don't like that. And that starts arguing, relationship, fights, all these things is usually things you don't like about yourself, you see in others. No, funny thing, your kids come and then you act just the way your parents did. I remember we were in Bali, where you drive on the left side of the road. Well, my son wasn't behaving all that properly, and I get angry at my stallion. Stop doing this! I'm gonna pull over the right, and just and like, well, whoa, there's no pulling over to the right. That ain't working here. That's something my father said many times. I just repeated what he said without even being conscious about, like, why would I say that? Like, it's a 2-year-old. What are you gonna do when you pull over? You're gonna beat him up? Throw him out the car? Let him take care of himself? No, you won't do that. So you're gonna handle that situation consciously. But what we do most times automatically is autopilot. Repeat what has been done to us. Repeat what our parents have done. The other day, with some friend was with us, and my son was throwing some food at the table. He's like, "We don't play with food." I'm like, okay, I heard that sentence so many times, so many freaking times. But I love cooking. If I want my son to be the master chef of the world, be a famous star cook, he needs to be able to play with food. He needs to be able to, just like a musician, play the instrument of the knife and the pots. So how can I tell my kid not to play with food? Such an amazing game, such a wonderful thing to do things. So how about don't throw that stuff, eat your food, leave it in the bowl, but all these autopilot phrases that we just copy and paste from our parents, grandparents, ancestors that didn't serve anybody, that brought us to this world. Probably all of you feel it. We're on this world like everybody's going crazy. What's going on with these people everywhere? We're just yelling and complaining and going to war and pesticides here, pollution there. Let's stop that shit. You know how we're going to stop it? Stop repeating on autopilot what has been done before. What has been done before had its reasons, had its validation, because different times are different. But today, the time we're living in is a time of consciousness, coming aware, growing. And that doesn't mean you sit nicely like the Buddha and make That's nice. I love doing that. But that's not what I mean when I say become conscious. When I say become conscious, is become conscious of your actions, what you do, how you do it, and why you do it. Do you repeat what somebody else put inside you when you were a little infant? Are you actually creating a life worth living? You're actually co-creating a new life coming into existence in the form of your child. Be brave enough to step out of your ancestors' line of repetition to, well, we finally got to a time where beating up your child is not a good thing anymore, but hundreds of years was pretty normal to beat the shit out of your kids. So I don't know what you're gonna do with all these, what I said, but if you can take one thing, become conscious of your actions, whatever they might be. Even if you beat up your child, do it consciously.